I'm really excited about Australian Supercross and where it's going to go. I mean, I feel like we've got a bit of a point to prove. I think we proved a lot of it last year, but we still have, points to prove to a few more people. I think we've got to prove a few people wrong who may just think we're another promoter come and go, and that's totally right because, they're totally okay to think that because there's been lots of promoters come and go. So why wouldn't they think that? And we've just got to prove them wrong.
Yeah, cool. So we'll go back to, I want to talk on the moving parts of running a Supercross event because you touched on the criticism, which people are totally entitled to their opinion, 100%. And I was one of these people in the past. But now running businesses and looking behind the scenes, and you see all the magnitude of things that are going on, from the schedules to the logistics to the finances, just to absolutely everything. What's that like, running a Supercross event? Because I sort of compare that to, say, you watch Taylor Swift come or Ed Sheeran to perform in the MCG. They've got a generic stage they carry around, and that's it. There's no competitors, there's no clean up. There's none of this stuff. It's a much...
See, that's what you think, man. The logistics of a concert like that would be fucking huge.
What about like the track build and stuff like that?
Oh, for sure. There's different elements and different challenges, but they'd still have challenges.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to get 100,000 people in and out of that Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah.
Like the challenges they would have to put that on, and the people and the resources they would have to get would be massive. But
what about cost-wise?
Cost-wise would be there, I guess. But I think, I don't know. I don't know what it costs to put on a concert like that. I know what it costs for us to put a Supercross race on.
Yeah.
And again, I kind of, like I said to you before, Supercross races here to run are no cheaper by any means to put on in the US, and they're getting, 35,000 week in, week out.
Yeah,
we'd love to get that. It'd make it far less stressful for our, for our team and for Bailey and Cal who are in AME.
Yeah.
So, but it's still, we wouldn't be here doing it if it was losing money every round. Some races do, but some earn good money. So it's it's just that balance.
Well, just in your personal opinion, do you see the sport growing past where it is now, like the double, triple, quadruple the size?
What do you mean triple?
Like as in...
crowd attendance, participation?
I guess the whole thing. So let's go crowd attendance, entries, bike sales, just the whole sport of motorcycling. Can it ever grow to a level, like say what the UFC has done, it's gone from a low level to massive?
I think it'll grow. I mean, we saw that in participation last year. Round 1 in 2022, there was 41 riders for the whole event. Yep. Round 1 in 23, we had 130. A huge part of that was the reintroduction of the 85 class. And, I mean, that was a strategy to get more riders behind the gates in SX1 and SX2 in 4 years' time. Because, those guys lining up in SX1 and SX2 now, they were kind of aging out, and there was not a lot of new kids coming through because they hadn't started riding Supercross at 10 and 12. They haven't had the opportunity, so we've got to get these kids riding Supercross earlier. So in 4 or 5 years' time, those premium or premier classes are full again.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm confident it's going to happen.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I'm so stoked that you did that. I've always been pretty vocal about the overseas riders, which is totally well and good, but when most of the factory rides go to overseas, it probably is a little bit uninspiring to the kids that aren't really getting a go, and then...
Well, then, yeah. But the kids haven't had a go because they've had no opportunity to have a go. There's been no Supercross championship for them to race.
Yeah.
They've had no reason for the dads to go out and spend, 20 grand on a track or whatever a track costs these days in your backyard.
Yeah.
Why would they? But now there's a reason to do that, and we're going to start building young Supercross champions again. I think there was a whole generation of rider that missed out on racing Supercross.
There must have been a good... nearly 10 years there, they didn't have juniors at Supercross?
Exactly. So, that SX3 class is pretty strong, and it's going to get stronger. But I really want to see those SX3 kids stepping up to SX2 or SX1 sooner. And really using the SX3 as that development class to get into the premier classes. And the only way we can do that is getting them riding younger. And that 85 class, starting at 12 is, perfect platform for them.
Awesome. Unreal.